Alright, in this tutorial I'm going to walk you through how we use Diamond Scheduler proprietary application to manage our league schedule. I'm inside the application now. I have a blank template to work off of. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to File, in the upper left hand corner, League Creation Assistant. At this point, Diamond Scheduler does a good job of actually allowing you to set up some various different CSV files to help you in your import and creation. So I've preset these CSV files already that have our different divisions, team names, venues, and so all I really will have to do is go through and actually import these. So first step is to click the Import Divisions. It's then going to navigate me to my computer where I actually have these CSV files located. So I'm going to select the divisions, hit open. As you can see, it's already input them in. At this point we don't have any teams yet, but that is the next step we're going to do. You hit import teams from CSV. I'm going to select the team CSV file that I've already pre-created. Hit open. And as you can see now, I have a number of teams in my different divisions. And I just preset these based on MLB names, as we typically would, based on a certain number of teams in each division that, generally speaking, has been pretty close to what we would have in our registration. You'll probably have to go in and edit these to different team names, as well as potentially add additional teams or delete teams as you get a little bit closer, but this allows you to, at least from a starting point standpoint. So once you've got that, you hit next. It does prompt you to, if you want to add coaches and players. That's a nice feature that Diamond Scheduler has. However, at this point, we don't even know our coaches or players yet, so I'm just going to hit no and skip that. Next prompt is to, do you want to add venues with teams we'll be playing? We want to select yes. I've actually got a venue CSV file already set up, so we're going to hit the import venues from CSV. See it here. Select open. Then it imports them in. They're already named properly. These are the locations we typically use for our league. Hit next. Next thing it allows you to do is to import time slots. I don't use an import feature for this primarily because each season our schedules are on different dates. So it would be ideal if it was literally the same same calendar dates each year. So I'm just going to skip over this step in the process. Next thing you do is associate teams to their home venue. So you can see all my teams go on the left hand side, and on the right hand side you have our venues. So what I'm actually going to do is highlight the 10U age group by just clicking the top one and then holding the shift button down and clicking the last one. And then I'm actually going to play all these games for the 10U team on Durbin number 2. So I'm going to check, Durbin 2 and 3. So I'm going to check both of those. Once I've selected that, I'm going to move on to the next group of teams, which will be the 12U teams. Highlighting each one of these. We're going to play them on Durbin 1 and 4. I'll move on down to 5U. Some of our larger age groups are in 5U. Highlighting them. We play 5U at Mills Field 5 and Flex Field Mills 3. I'm going to move on to 6U. Put them in Mills 6 and 3. 7U next. 7U generally plays on field 4. I'm going to give them the field 3 as well. And then 8U, I'm going to have them play at Mills 7 and 3. So basically what I'm doing is I'm associating 8U to 7, 6U to 6, 5U to 5, 7U to 4, and then everybody gets associated to Mills 3, which is a flex field. It's open, it's not really assigned to a primary division. Once I've done that for all my teams, I'm going to hit finish. So now I have everything ready to go. The next step I'm going to do is to create my venue time slots. So I'm going to hit view, time slot calendar. So it's going to bring up the calendar here, and I have drop downs for each one of my fields. What I'm going to start with is creating a time slot calendar for my Durbin Field 1, and then I will eventually then copy that to each individual other field. And so this way I don't have to manually do this for each field. I can copy it over. So since our season is going to start on September 23rd, or I'm sorry, September 28th, I'm going to double click on the 28th. It's going to take me down to that week. Since we're on Durbin 1, I'm going to choose the divisions that are going to play on Durbin 1, which is our majors teams, 11 and 12. I can change the default game length. At this point I have it set for 145. Once I have it correct here that I like, I'm just going to double click on the time slot. This is 9 a.m. and automatically creates a time slot for 11 and 12-year-olds at 9 a.m. And I'm just going to double click on each time slot that I want to create. I'm going to have 4 time slots on Saturday. Next, I'm going to advance to the next day and skip over on Sunday at this point. We're going to go to Monday next. We'll start games at 5:30 and 7:15. I'm going to proceed and double click and add these time slots for each day of the week. Now, if you wanted to do certain time holds for AB teams, you could delete those time slots if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that at this time. I'm going to do the October 5th, put my 4 Saturday slots in. Once I've done that, now I'm going to zoom out to a monthly view. As you can see here, I've got my week pretty much scheduled in here. So what I'm going to do is highlight this entire week. I'm going to click on one time slot, hold the shift button down, and then click here, and you can see that they've all highlighted. I'm then going to hit Control C, which is copy. Okay. Now copy those time slots. I'm going to go to the 7th, click on this slot, and then hit Control V, and it copied that entire week's schedule. So I'm going to continue and do that for each week of my season. Okay. This season's going to go through November and conclude on November 23rd, which you see here. Next, what I'm going to do is take out some weeks. So we have a few travel ball tournaments that suck up weekends. So they are currently scheduled for October 12th, 19th, and November 9th. So I'm going to go in and delete those dates now that I know those travel tournaments are on those dates. Go back to my calendar. Here's the dates on the 12th. I'm going to just highlight everything on that and then just hit the delete button on the keyboard. Prompt will confirm that I want to delete that. That's correct, I do. So I'm going to do that for both the 9th, or so the 12th and the 19th. And I believe the third one was November 9th. So I'm going to go to November 9th. Like that, hit delete. So I've now created a solid template for my first field. Next I'm going to do is right click in any of the locations, select all time slots for this venue. See they all highlight. Once I've done that, I'm then going to right click again and go to copy, paste, delete special. I want to clone all time slots from this venue to all venues. It's got a little prompt to confirm I definitely want to do that. I do. And what this has done is now copy all those time slots over to each one of my fields. So I now can drop down to Durbin 2 and I can see all of those time slots. But what I need to do now is associate those time slots to certain divisions. So now I'm in Durbin 2. I want all of these. So I'm going to select all. I want to associate these with 9U and 10U. So I'm going to go over here to the right, check 10U and 9U. Make sure, look like it unchecked them, so I'm going to make sure, and then hit apply above properties. Now I can hover over one of the locations and see it's associated 9U and 10U. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to select all on Durbin 3. Still have 9U and 10U selected. I'm going to hit apply. I can confirm it by hovering. So I'm going to do this for each one. I don't need to do field 4 since it was cloned off of the original Durbin 1, so I could skip over that. I'm going to do Mills 3. As I mentioned before, Mills 3 is going to be used for all of our divisions, 7U, 8U, 6U, 5U over at Mills. So I've highlighted all those on the right. Now I need to select all time slots of this venue and apply the properties. So now I can hover over those and see that they're all set for 5, 6, 7, and 8U. I go down to Mills 4, uncheck that because I want to use Mills 4 primarily for 7U. So I'm going to select all time slots for this venue, hit apply. You can see they're different colors. When they're associated to only one division, there'll be different colors for each division. So 7U is getting the brownish color that you see here. Go down to Mills 5. So I'm going to check this. I'm going to give it to 5U. Right. Select one of them. Select all time slots by right-clicking and apply above properties. You see these are all light blue because that's the color for 5U. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue to proceed through this process, doing 6U. And applying the above properties. Going to my final field 7, which we use for 8U. Click. And apply above properties. So I now have created time slots for each field. And what I can do is I can go to my master calendar, which kind of shows you all of your different fields. Zoom out to month view. What I could do is I could select all divisions, all venues, and as you can see, you've got a lot of time slots. So this is the primary step, first step you have to do when setting up your schedule. Next video that I will do will be the actual scheduling of individual teams. If there's any questions on this, happy to answer them, but this gets you at least the template set up for your schedule.